Since last 10 years or so, we are really dealing with the problem of climate change in terms of fluctuation of precipitation and drought and sometimes flooding. Last season it was very bad. Actually 75% of the farmers, including the women we are supporting, they lost their production because of very severe drought. Very severe drought in Gadaref. The rain just stopped at the beginning of the season. So we are really dealing with this problem in terms of agriculture production, in terms of livestock. Millions of livestock being died because no grass and no water. So we are really dealing with very severe and sequences of drought change in our communities, which really contributed to extreme poverty and so much diseases and so much big challenges for the rural especially.
This year we had floods and the women was preparing their lands when the first flood came. Then when they had to put the seed again. And then a second flood came and took everything away. But also we are dealing with the people that is causing this climate change. In our region, we still have people taking out many woods out our region, and that is drying our river, and that is making the problem more difficult for us. We are trying to rewrite our history and the traditional way of growing food or working with our animals and with our forest. So with the indigenous knowledge, we are trying to go back and see what we can keep on doing it now and what we would have to apparently change. And the diversity of production is one of the things that we have to work on, because these monocultives is what the big enterprises promoting in the whole world and affecting indigenous people lands. As indigenous practice is you use the land that you need. You share with your neighbors. You work together in solidarity with the neighbors. Everyone get together and go to different farms and work together. And you grow what you need for your food and what you need to sell to buy other things for your table. But now we have less possibility of growing more vegetables because the soil is sick. The soil is tired.
The women on the ground, they have so many things to say to the world. Actually, they are really having very good potential in dealing with all problems they are facing.
Like what? Give me an example.
Yes, if I can take the agriculture as an example, or those women farmers who are farming in Gadaref state, because of this drought, they try to shift the way that they are planting, to plant some peanuts or groundnuts. Also, this is like a cash crop because the oil, and they can use this to produce oil. And also they sell this and they can bring food to their family from others. So they have different ways. Also they have the capability of sharing with each other. Like I said, last season, like almost 30% of the women get good production. Those women now, they are sharing the production between them from community to community with very basic price.
Indigenous women of the world, we have to protect our lands, our knowledge, our language, our life because land is not only everything. Agriculture is not only. We have the people that recollect the sylvester, the wild fruits. We have people that work with the animals. And right now we have the challenge of people from indigenous people that has been affected by the climate change, but also affected because they are throwing waste in indigenous people lands. They are affecting us with the water. Now the water is farther for women to walk. Some women in Africa walk 4 hours to get water. Some women in Nicaragua work have to walk 5 hours to go and get clean water.
The displaced women, they really is a big problem because when they displace, those women, if they grow food, even for their family, for their community, this is being lost. And we are experiencing that in Darfur. Actually, the women of Darfur are the main producer, and they are very good in agriculture. Because of the crisis and the conflicts, they've been displaced in the camps for years. And now it became very difficult to them, even if there is some peace or some security. And just last month, we concluded a program with 200 women, female farmers from Darfur, South Darfur. And it's difficult, those women, to go back and to again practice what they were doing, because they were sitting there for almost 7 or 8 years, and they lost not courage, but they have to practice again to go to their normal life as before. So I think the displaced, especially for the rural women, especially for the women who are productive, is harming the community and harmful to the whole country around it.
We met in Kenya. We are a sister organization with Madre, both of us. And we have been making trainings and advocacy, and we learn those things together. I'm sure that when they work, they are doing the same type of work because we have to make the change, and we have to raise our voices together.
Yes, actually, we learn from each other the strengths, the courage, the inspiration, and also how, as grassroots women or our indigenous women, we can do this our way.